And now Mark Negronsky.
At the National Press Club here, Governor, you described the Republican Party as having, and I'm quoting you now, a withering right wing. Were you referring to the wing which supports Senator Taft's nomination?
I wasn't pointing that at anybody. I was stating it as a fact that there is a group in our party that is extremely reactionary, that would like to turn the clock back to former days if it could do so.
Who is the leader of that group?
I don't know that it has a leader there, but there are
some of the members.
Well, I would prefer not to deal in personalities as I as I have done throughout my campaigns. I have never, in the first place, mentioned any of the candidates for the presidency. I don't like to campaign in that way. I like to state my own views and be judged by them rather than to talk about the other candidates. I think that in this these pre-convention campaigns, if everyone had adopted that principle and had less to say about personalities and more about issues, that we'd be in a sounder position at the present time.
Well, Governor, would you say that these persons who want to set the clock back at this time are supporting one of the candidates rather than all of them?
I don't say that.
Well, Governor,
I didn't say it.
Can we deal with issues? You told the National Press Club here, I'm going to stick to the issue.
Yes.
There's a scramble in your party for conservative delegates. I'm quoting you now.
That's right.
Many a humanitarian instinct is being driven underground.
Yes.
What humanitarian instincts do you mean, and who's doing the driving?
Well, when I said driven underground, I didn't mean any individual was driving some other individual underground. I meant that human instincts were being driven underground by the desire to placate overly conservative delegates who had not yet announced themselves in this campaign.
Could you specify?
Well, I can specify the things that are involved. I would just take one of our programs and go right down the line. Take, for instance, all social legislation. You've heard very, very little discussion in this campaign about social legislation. People seem to shun it, seem to be afraid of it. I believe that it's a very important thing in this campaign. I believe that we must always make social progress. I believe that as long as there are inequalities in American life, that we must try to get rid of those inequalities so that everyone will have a free opportunity in life to try to achieve his hopes and his ambitions. And we haven't been discussing those things. And it's my belief that we have shied away from many of those things because of the fear of offending the overly conservative segment of our party.
Governor, you say that some candidates shun discussion of social legislation because of the fear of offending certain conservatives. Do you mean also the fear of the charge of Me Tooism?
Yes, I do. Yes, I think that's included in it, or of being called a New Deal Republican, or a socialist, or something of that character.
And now Elmer Davis.
Governor, suppose that this withered right wing of the party should, by one means or another, carry off the nomination and more or less dominate the platform. Would you still find it possible to support the ticket?
That's a very, very difficult question to answer. I'm a Republican. I don't believe that that group will dominate the convention and the nominee and the platform. I have enough confidence in the party to believe that it will go forward with the things that it has advocated in the past that represent social progress, and believing that, I'm prepared to follow the leadership of the party. I'm of the opinion that those people whom I designated as the withering right wing are greatly in the minority in our party. We had a test of that in our state just recently. We had a terrific campaign against me, and it was stated as a challenge that the thing they were going to determine was within the party whether or not my principles and programs were Republican in character. And I said, all right, let's go on that basis. We did. And while they made a great deal of noise and fury and spent more money than has ever been spent in a primary campaign in our state, I received over 1 million votes, the greatest vote that's ever been given in the presidential primary contest, and beat them 2-1. I didn't spend a modicum of what they spent, and made a very short and modest campaign myself. I believe you could say that for the party nationwide, that those people do not represent the party. They make more noise than their numbers justify them in doing.
Marshal Gronsky.
Governor, can't we get this thing out of the vacuum of very indefinite reference to the...
I hope I'm not in a vacuum.
Right wing. I should think as a good Republican and as someone who wants the people to discuss the issues that we ought to name. Who are these people?
Oh no, I don't think that's necessary.
Right.
Now you folks, folks know exactly what I mean. You know the people who believe that anything that is done for them represents social progress, but if it's done for anybody else, represents socialism in their view.